the month for us, because our show's on Friday, there is still about 5 days left of the month, but it's just interesting to look at it from a monthly perspective. And if we look so far, November, we're sitting at 213 million on OpenSea, and whereas last month we were sitting at 319 million. So it does look like this month is going to be lower than last month. I don't know how much lower we can get, but that's what it looks like. And it's consistent with everything that we're looking at over here. So, for example, if you look at the number of NFTs that were sold so far this month, it's 596,000 NFTs, whereas last month it was 1.1 million, which is almost double. So to expect in 5 days for us to, double is not going to happen. So we are really, really incredibly low. And this has definitely been the hardest month in NFTs after already about 6 to 8 months of difficult months. We also see the same thing when we look at active traders. This month so far, 255,000, whereas last month in total was 335,000. So if you take a pro rata, we're probably going to be just over 300,000 this month compared to 335 last month. So we're 10% down consistently from last month, and last month was the lowest month since June last year. So yeah, definitely not in an easy space, and we can see this also on DAP Radar. If we have a look here, OpenSea volume yesterday was 5 million, Magic Eden 1.5 million, X2Y2 1 million, Looks Rare 685,000, Immutable X 655,000. And this isn't showing Blur, but I know Blur was about 2 million. So if we add that all together, we get to under 10 million in total across all the marketplaces for NFTs yesterday. And we do see the same thing here. We've got Bitcoin sitting at 16.5, also pretty much, a monthly low for us. And Ethereum holding up quite nicely at 1,200. But I do think the fact that we're saying that 1,200 is quite nice for ETH just speaks volumes about the type of market that we're in. If we have a look here at the S&P 500, NASDAQ, the NASDAQ's down on the day, just under 1%. S&P was up about 0.5%. So sort of, if you put it together, sort of tracking sideways. It's been a decent week since last Friday on the stock exchange. Overall, the stock exchange is up about 5 to 7% in the last week. But again, I don't think that we should get our hopes up. There's still, the jobs numbers are going to get bad, the housing numbers are going to get bad, and the macro is still bad. And as much as it pains me to say so, I do strongly believe that we are in for another really tough couple of months ahead of us.
Did you watch Alex Becker's video by chance? Do you watch him?
I do watch him. Which one are you talking about?
He just posted like a couple of days ago, and he said something that kind of reaffirmed something I was thinking. And he basically was going with the idea that the bearish sentiment, or sorry, the bearish play that might happen is the macro economy does something really fucked, like a FTX level situation where the entire market collapses even further than there are right now. And he said, basically, he was like, if that happens, crypto and NFTs are going to absolute shit if that happens. And so his point was like, look, that can either happen or we just kind of coast from here and it's just kind of shitty for a while. But that's kind of why I'm out of the market as well. Like the only NFTs I'm buying are NFTs that I can see myself flipping within the month. I just don't have any faith in it. Like even looking at Solana or Cardano or those coins that are just ridiculously yummy prices, I still can't qualify myself buying them yet. I just think that it's just not, it's just too early for me.
So look, I think the real capitulation event, the next one, could definitely be this Gemini. I've been listening to a lot of more knowledgeable people than me from different sources.
Genesis or Gemini?
Genesis. What is the exchange that's struggling at the moment?
I think Genesis is the one in the news right now, but Gemini is also an exchange.
No, so I think the one I'm talking about is Genesis.
Okay.
where they've stopped withdrawals for the last week or so. They're
Yeah, I
trying
believe
to
that's
raise
Genesis.
at least $1 billion, and now it's $2 billion, and looks like the same sort of story again. Yeah, obviously they've got that massive holding company, and it's slightly different. But a lot of people are saying if Barry, the founder of it, who's very well respected in the space, isn't going to put some of his money where his mouth is, why would any investors do that? He's cashed out hundreds of millions of dollars. Even if he puts 100 million in and says, look guys, I'm
Yeah.
putting in 100 million, he would get a much better reception than he is now from everyone who's sort of saying, look, we'll buy it at cents to the dollar once it falls. If you're not going to stand by it, we're not going to. So I do think that's going to cause a big drop in the market again. So yeah, I mean, not in a great space. But again, this is mostly macro related. Yes, we're getting rid of the FTXs and the bad apples over here. I've also got there's some guys who are saying that Binance is doing sketchy stuff as well. So I don't know, bro. This is like the wild, wild west at the moment. So be very careful. I want to echo what I've been saying every week. If you've got any crypto on any exchanges, get them off any exchange, no matter how reputable you think it is. There's no need to have it there. Move it over to your MetaMask. Your MetaMask is self-custody. Move it over to your Ledger, anything like that. But I wouldn't have any money on any exchanges whatsoever at the moment until all the dust settles and we see what's happening here.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. All right, let's look at what's trending. And don't worry, we've got lots of really bullish stories for the space in general in our news segment coming up. So don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom, but we've got to be honest with you guys, and we've got to call a spade a spade. All right, so let's look at what's trending in the NFT market. If we have a look here, number one is Bored Ape Kennel Club. They said that the trial of Jimmy the Monkey is happening on the 5th of December, on the 25th of December. And if you look at the Yuga roadmap, then you see the trial of Jimmy the Monkey. He's got a box that he's holding, and that box has got a picture of a dog on it. So a lot of people are speculating that means that it's going to be the time, like they've been saying the whole time, that it's going to be the time for Jimmy the Monkey. And everyone knows that they're going to do something with the dogs. I don't know why it's not letting me open this. Don't know why. It's something with the other things that are open, because I wanted to show you the roadmap, and here it is. But it's just not letting me open it. No. All right.
Of course that happens.
So take my word. Yeah, exactly. Take my word for it. This monkey over here, Jimmy the Monkey, is got his hands tied, and it's got one versus the other. So people are speculating that there's going to be some sort of game or challenge, and they're going to break up the community and have them compete against each other. And in his hands is a box with a dog on it. And that's why we are seeing that Bored Ape Kennel Club has jumped about 25% in the last 2 days since they put a date on it. Then having a look at Invisible Friends, down to 2.3 Ethereum. Before the drop of 3D Invisible Friends, they were sitting at 3.1 Ethereum. So pretty much anyone who got it as a result of being an Invisible Friends holder is actually in a net neutral position, because they had an invisible friend that they could have sold for 3.1 ETH. Now they have an invisible friend that they can sell for 2.3 ETH, as well as an invisible friend 3D that they can sell for 0.9. So yeah, pretty much in a net neutral situation. Obviously, if they had minted the 3D and sold it straight away and sold the invisible friend, they could have gotten a little bit out of it. But we are seeing, and Cade, I don't know why people are still doing this, but any collection that is dropping sub-collections, their Genesis collection floor price goes down the equivalent of whatever the new floor price is on the new collection. So there's no benefit to it whatsoever anymore. I think the days of that being beneficial to projects are long gone.
Yeah, dude. I was actually just really happy about Invisible Friends drop. Also, guys, if you're on TikTok, there's 92 of you in the live stream right now, all piled in all the same time. If you guys have any questions, TikTok is lit. If you go into TikTok just randomly on lives, you'll have 0 people, and then sometimes like 150 people just jump in at once. It makes no sense. But if any of you guys caught the 3D NFT, or sorry, the 3D Invisible Friends drop, let me know what you guys thought. I called the local top at 0.8, and then it flew to 1.3. and then it crashed back down to 0.9. I will buy back into the 3D collection just because I want to be a holder there, but it's not going to be for a lot. Like I don't really have a time limit on it. Like I'm good to wait as long as I need to. I don't. It's kind of like when I bought my Subduck. I'm glad I bought it, and like I'm fine. But like I paid 1.4 Ethereum for that, bro. Like I paid like $6,000 for that, and I'm like, why the fuck did I do that, or however much that was? And I could have just waited. I could have bought one now. You know, like it makes no real difference. And so I was like, there's no rush here.
So TikTok community, Kate, after this live stream is going to be dropping all my links. And if you want to, you're welcome to follow me on Twitter and YouTube.
Well, actually, I was going to say TikTok, they can't hear you. They can only see me. This is just a way for people on TikTok to know that we're on YouTube. Like I title it YouTube Live, and then I just say Web3 Show. And so they always know that when I'm streaming here on TikTok, they're just like, okay, I assume he's on YouTube, and they'll just pop over there. Guys, also cool. I think it's next week the Web3 Show goes on to YouTube. But yeah, I just use TikTok for a little bit of extra 100%.
Eyes. Then if we have a look, Mutants sitting at 12.2. So if you picked one up at 11 last week, you're sitting pretty. Other Deed sitting at 1.14. Valhalla has recovered to 0.6.
Do you know the story?
This new mint I did cover it. There was a separate video on it. Went all the way to 1.3. Went all the way back down to mint price of 0.5. Has been a lot of FUD with it. But yeah, I mean, they've got venture backing, Kate. So I don't know. There's always FUD with a successful collection. You know, it's hard to know what's real and what's not out there.
Yeah, I just saw a lot of shit about Valhalla. I don't know if anyone watching right now knows anything or participated in the Valhalla mint. All I heard about it was a bunch of influencer people were just talking shit about each other, and then someone was mad at somebody else. And then I also saw like there was another story about someone potentially being a rugger who was a Twitter influencer or something like that. I really have no idea. I didn't have my nose in any of that stuff, so I don't know any of the information.
Yeah, I didn't look into it too much either. I did have whitelist, I did mint, I did flip it. Very happy to be in and very happy to be out. Yeah, like every NFT at the moment, like you said. Yeah, I minted it. I sold it at 0.77.
How'd you get mint?
And I don't know. I applied and I got it. I applied on the website.
Damn.
Yeah, nice. And Kate, if you subscribe, if you join my YouTube membership program, you would have learned all about that. I told all my members about it. So anyone could have gotten in and made a quick 0.25, which is about $350. All for, I think it's $8.99 that it costs you to join the membership. And that's not the only thing that we drop in there. So a bit of a shameless plug. Let's carry on. Clone X, 8.3 Ethereum. Azuki, 10.2. I still can't believe this project exists. Cellmates, also one that I called very early, sitting at 0.81 from a very low free. It was a free mint. So that's a huge gain. Bored Ape Yacht Club sort of recovered a bit to 65 Ethereum.
I'm surprised on that one.
Moonbirds at 8.2. They had a massive whale come in and sweep the floor. Also, a couple of rares sold because they moved the Moonbirds to all on-chain, sort of like cyber brokers and those toads that I don't know what happened to them. It used to be a great project as well. So that's what you're looking at as far as what's trending in